Oh, it's all right. Now, are these chairs okay?
What's that supposed to do? Crush the furniture? Should we go knee to knee?
You do.
When I very first started in stand-up, I was like an improv guy.
Right.
And I tried to bring stand-ups into the improv world by doing knee-to-knee interviews at this very small improv theater. And I would just bring on people I barely knew who didn't respect me and have conversations right here.
This feels like a Presbyterian prayer meeting from my youth. And I would go and sit in a circle with Koreans and we'd pray for each other. I always found it very uncomfortable.
The Presbyterians got into Korea hard.
Yeah, it's weird that they only got that part of the world.
It's all they deserve.
You wear the shorts on stage.
I do. They don't define me. I look more better in shorts.
You do look better in shorts.
Yeah.
But I just know of no one else who does the short.
You don't know any brave people. Women can wear whatever they want. They can have a titty hanging out.
But you get raped after the show if you wear the wrong thing. We'll start now.
Okay.
I'm joined by Sam Tallent, author of Running the Light.
I prefer comedian
that
who wrote a book.
Well, Joan Rivers says the opposite. She says never go by comedian, always go by writer so that people will respect you.
Yeah, but speaking of getting raped.
Was she raped?
Probably. She was a woman in show business in the 60s.
I think people respected her husband. And
who was her husband? Philip Rivers, quarterback for the San Diego Chargers.
I'm trying to... As a remark over my head, she did after he died. She had a great joke about. She says, "My first sexual experience was a rape."
That is a good joke.
Yeah. No, hold on.
Is that the whole? That's the whole bit.
No, she said, "My first sexual experience was a rape. Luckily, my husband didn't press charges."
Oh,
it was that, and then it was something about after her husband died, she went on Letterman, and she said, "Yes, my husband just died. I took the bag off my head during sex." She was good. She was good, John.
Dude, have you seen her documentary?
Yes.
My favorite way of describing the inherent fear of being a professional comedian is when she's like, "You want to see fear? This is fear. Empty weekends in October." It's like May. She's like, "Where am I going to make my money this weekend?" She's just like showing her calendar.
She could have done anything. She had a TV show. She must have had residuals. The daughter who's taken over the TV show.
I don't know if she got a bunch of residuals for a talk show. Those don't get
Fashion
syndication.
Police. I guess fashion does move on pretty quickly.
Imagine if we were on Fashion Police right now.
I feel like I put the effort in. I worked for it. This is a great shirt. This is very...
Thanks
it's like a Bill Cosby
restraining yourself
sweater.
from touching my breast.
I still don't feel like we've started. I don't know when we'll begin. Is there smoke in this room?
I've been vaping.
Oh, you have been vaping?
Yeah. Without asking any permission.
No, go for it.
Thanks, man.
That's
one of yours.
We do. They're everywhere in Perth. They line the street.
Yeah.
And it's very...
They're giving them away at the airport.
Way to sit. How's this?
What if we look
Can you see me all right there?
What about this?
I'd like it to be interesting in some way.
This is horrific. Sam,
can we see what it looks like on the screen? I just want to check that my gut is in a good place.
Oh, are you worried about your gut?
That is actually... Whoa, that's pretty great.
Look at that. Look how coquettish I can be. I didn't eat all the eggs.
I love the book. It's a great book. I'd like to begin with a spoiler of the book, Running the Light.
Yeah.
So people can skip the first 5 minutes.
Right, yeah.
But there's a strange moment. It's a very structured book.
Uh-huh.
Every day the narrator, he ejaculates or tries to, and he's injured in some way. And I wrote down a list of things that happen every day. I don't know if this, but he ejaculates, he finds cocaine, he does comedy, he gets drunk, he remembers his ex-wife, and he suffers a serious injury.
Yeah,
and
he pines for her. Really?
In each case, they become sadder each day.
Wow.
They all escalate, except for this odd moment in the middle of the book where, out of nowhere, like an angel, Norm Macdonald appears.
Yeah.
He was alive when you were writing.
He was alive, yeah. Allegedly.
Well,
we only saw him
you think
towards
it's a
the
Nelson
end.
Mandela type situation?
Yeah, The McDonald effect?
I don't remember him having more than one feature film, do you?
I don't remember him spelling his name with an A, but he did.
Did he?
MacDonald.
He was a Scot.
Norm
He's not Irish, yeah.
He was Canadian.
Oh, no, it's really Iroquois.
Yeah.
He was.
Hey, let's not be Iroquois about this.
But is that not odd that you took a living man and you wrote him into your book? Did you know him?
No, I never met him once.
That's so
He's the best of all time. He's my favorite comedian.
Living and dead.
Yeah, and I think that this guy needed some kind of hinge to connect him to the old world of road comedy when he was a success and he was on Carson and he had this budding career. Then the current where he was just like a, fucking empty husk of a man kind of being carried around the roadways.
Who is it? It's Billy Joe Shaver.
Billy Ray Schaefer.
No, but that's what, but
Billy
it's
Joe
a
Shaver.
pun on the... Is it a play on the name of that country and western musician that Norm Macdonald loved very much?
No, I'm sure it was subconsciously because that's such a great name. But there's Billy Wayne Davis, who's a very funny comedian in America.
You got to have 3 names with a Billy.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just think that was a good... it sounded like a guy who would be stuck in this awful life that he'd created for himself. A cage of his own wrongdoing.
Well, you've been on the road a great long while, 50 dates, but I don't think
on the highway.
You haven't had that sort of road dog hack comic type career.
I hope not. No, no. I've been very aware of not falling into having the stink of the road on you, as we say in the States.
I've heard that expression.
Yeah.
Even though you can't really do that in Australia because you have to fly.
Right, and also you take ferries, There's like a dirigible that carries you to Marricksville.
We've got one nice city. I'm glad you've seen it.
Which one, Adelaide?
Oh, Sydney's... Oh, and the harbour.
Oh, yeah.
The ferry.
Yeah, we went
the Manly ferry
to
cuts
Manly.
its way across Circular Quay. Mm-hmm. Manly's beautiful. It's the worst comedy room in the country in Manly.
What is it?
The Manly boat shed. Maybe it's just bad for me. I had a heroin addict tell me to quit. She was a very skinny woman with the leathery skin.
What was her name?
Actually, no. She was just a lady who was there. Okay. But she said, I just want to let you know, you're not funny. And I don't know if these people are being too polite, but yeah, it's no good.
Wow. She was so polite about it.
I had to come back and MC the second half after that. It was to her and 4 other people.
You in the first half?
That broke my heart.
This was the intermission?
Yeah, that was the intermission.
You guys got to get rid of this fucking intermission. It sucks.
You don't do intermissions?
It sucks. No, we have waiters. We have servers. You're going to sit at your desk and watch the show.
Server.
Yeah.
We would never. We're a very egalitarian society.
They serve you. They bring you the things you want. You spend money on it.
We don't like to draw attention to the fact that someone is there to serve you.
Yeah, you probably call him like a bring around boy. Go get me gal.
Boys, go get me gal is not bad.
Uh-huh.
Well, we don't have, and the service here is not good.
No, because you don't tip.
We don't. No, but that's nice not to tip.
I love it as an American. But then if you need more ketchup, there's no incentive for them to bring it to you before your meal's over.
I mean, they disdain you in America as well, right? They just hide it with a little razzle-dazzle.
They fake it because they want that sweet, sweet 20%.
Isn't it better to live in reality?
I don't know. I feel like if you're going to do a job, you should be rewarded for it. You guys all just make $26 an hour and you fucking, work 2 days a week and you follow the rules.
Well, we've been discussing Australia in general. You said it feels like a safe country, but sometimes Americans will come here and they'll be a little disgusted by the laid-back nature of it.
I love it,
No one's
dude.
pushing ahead. No one's really achieving anything. There's no inventions.
What, people want you guys to like fucking revolutionize solar power when they come here?
We could. Well, if anyone's going to revolutionize solar power, we could make hay.
Well, you guys also live underground half the year, at least in the middle.
One city.
Yeah.
No
one city. You have a city underground.
Well, cities
which isn't novel to you. I brought it up.
City is it's a stretch for Cuba Petey.
Yeah. People live underneath school buses. They have no sun. They fear the moon.
This is first I'm hearing about it. Maybe that's not making it to our papers and we need a foreigner's eyes to see
it. Yeah. You need some carpetbagger to come in and give you a fresh perspective.
Not an expression we have.
Yeah, I know. Because no one wanted to come here and profit.
No, but this is what I mean, that spirit. When in America, there's some like sense of...
What if we slowly rotated?
West, young man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it very slowly.
Right.
And this is maybe the best thing about the country is the spirit of adventure and achievement.
I think you guys are great.
Is possible.
You guys are wild. I mean, Andrew Wolf...
We'll never make it to the moon.
No. What are you going to do up there? Crack a fucking wee pint of VB and have a kick around?
Yeah. It'd be a great game of AFL. The ball would go so high.
People would be jumping.
It'd be real nice.
It'd be like if you had black people out there. That's the height you could achieve.
We have 2 black people out there at a time.
Sudanese, you know all their names.
One Sudanese in the back and a mercurial small forward down the front.
Mercurial.
They're always described. Our Aboriginal players are often described as being mercurial.
What? Because they can't say tricksters?
It's like, he's clever. Yeah. He's magic.
He's got a whimsical eye for the game.
Do you have that thing with the players of colour that we're not meant to call them magical?
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah. Only if they're caddies. Then you can call them magical.
Is that a film?
Yeah. Bagger Vance.
I never saw Bagger Vance.
Who did?
Will Smith?
Jinx. You owe me a soda.
It's like a Coca-Cola.
You guys don't have that when you say Jinx, you owe me a Coke?
No.
Oh,
do we have that?
We do have that.
You can't say Jinx though. That's definitely
Oh yeah.
the racial Pokemon. I choose not to say it wherever I can.
You had Jinx and Mr. Mime was trans.
No.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
Or she?
Mr. Mime was married to Ash's mom.
He helped. He was just there hanging out.
Well, if you think about it, Ash can talk to Pokemon, right?
Yeah, can they?
Yeah, and also they attack him, but they don't attack any other humans. Okay, so it only makes sense that his father was a Pokemon. He's half Pokemon, and Mr. Mime's in there piping his old mommy. No daddy around. Where's Papa? Where's Papa Ash?
It's never explained. It's so that he can connect to.
I'm just saying he can talk to Pokemon.
They can't talk. I mean, they can all talk to Pokemon. That's not. Hold on. That's not a new.
No,
fresh
you can
thing
boss
in the
them
Pokemon
around.
universe.
But Pikachu's like,
Do they
"How
not
was your
all
day,
talk?
Ash?"
Oh, he hears them.
Yeah.
Well, then why is Meowth bothered to? I like that Meowth only through hard work managed to talk to people.
Well,
and the
I
other
think-
Pokemon are somehow lazy.
I'm pretty sure that Meowth's people own the media. I think that was alluded to.
I never picked that Meowth because he has gold coming out of his head.
yeah. He's
That's
kind
not
of
an
covetous.
anti-Semitic trait in Japan. That's very positive.
Oh yeah.
They're like, Jewish people are very good with money.
Yeah, I like that you do the voice.
Look at the cat. No, I believe we should be allowed to do the voice
That's very
because they
bold.
kept us in prisoner of war camps, and we never colonized them.
We
They're like the
imprisoned-
French of the East.
We imprisoned them. We had POW camps for the
Yeah,
Japanese
but they were treated
during
so
Dub Dub.
nicely.
They were good.
We treated them. They gained weight in our prisoner of war camps.
You gave them flutes. You gave them shovels.
They played baseball.
Uh-huh.
We didn't make them build a railroad.
We didn't make them either. They wanted to. They loved it. It was them and the Irish.
Built a bullet to train.
Yes. Have you been up there?
Where?
Japan.
No, I never.
Yeah, no, what? You've racist impersonation city?
It's not a. I think it's the one that should be okay. I'm bringing it back.
You know what I like?
Hmm?
I like the Caribbean one. The Jamaican
Jap-
patois.
Oh yeah. Can you?
Aye, Rastaman.
Yeah.
I and I feeling irie.
I
Too
think
many
that should be
clams.
fine. That's just an Essex accent,
What's Essex?
like east of London. That's how
Oh,
they
I
talk
don't
there.
know.
And then they picked it up, and that's.
This whole like white dysphoria you guys have. No
Well,
one
you've got
cares.
3 accents in America for the whites.
We have more than that. We're so nuanced.
You've got the northeast. You got
Mhm.
a weird Louisiana thing.
Hey.
Yeah, you got I'm walking here,
Yeah.
and then you have the California one.
Microprocessor. That's Boston.
Oh, yeah, Boston is its own thing, and Philadelphia is its own thing.
Philadelphia, they say water and Mario.
You got like 6 cultural places.
Yeah,
and then
because
it's
we
just
have a lot more
one
people than
homogenous-
you. We have 10
Yeah, but
times.
then it's a wash. We've at least got. Maybe we just have Adelaide has a different accent. It's the only one.
no.
You may not have picked up on it while you were
Well,
here. It's
every
very subtle.
Australian I hung out with so far has just been screaming at all times.
Well, no, we're a little more demure.
Yeah, you guys are
Keep it subdued.
coquettish.
I would say precocious.
I'd say mercurial.
We're a little. I'm trying to think of words that you'd use for a young porn starlet, other than mercurial. we were on it.
Confused, afraid, alone.
I think being taken advantage of in a
Detached.
difficult industry.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to talk about the book. I got to talk about the book a little bit.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Why do you have Norm Macdonald come in as a sort of angel?
As a sage, as
Well, he
Anthony
fixes the
Jeselnik
man's
said, he didn't
life.
care for the sage figure of Norm Macdonald.
Well, he also had a hard time with him on Last Comic
Right,
Standing.
they had beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then after he died, all of a sudden he loved Norm. Oh,
was a
Norm was
great
the
guy.
best. Yeah.
That's my chisel note.
That's good.
Thank you.
He's a great guy.
He's something sort of severe and South African about Anthony
He's from
Jeselnik.
Pittsburgh,
Is he?
where you're going.
I'm told it's a great city.
Have you revealed that yet?
Well, I'm.
Your plans to expatriate your proud homeland where everything's figured out and fancy free?
I think there are big problems with this country. There's no.
What?
no well, you.
Not enough
there's no,
taffy? Not a
we-
candy apple in every boy's hand? What's the matter? You guys are great.
There's no spirit of greatness here, and there's no sense that we're in charge of our own country.
Yeah, but it's also no one cares what you guys are up to. You guys are like, oh, we need to be on the fucking same pedestals as America and England. It's like, no, do your thing.
This is like that Monty Python thing where the Protestant comes home and says, I can have sex with you any way I want.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't. We have the freedom. We're alone. We have the money. We have no will for it.
The fact that you think that Monty Python is still a cultural milestone to talk on just goes to show how Australian you guys are.
Do you know the reference though?
I know that John Cleese's daughter did a comedy in Sydney when I was there. No one liked it.
She lives in America though. No?
Well, she was here. And she was bombing. And Wolfie was like, that's enough.
I keep getting off the book.
Yeah, so you broke it down clinically. So Norm
Well,
Macdonald.
did you not think of it in that?
No, I was just trying to write a book.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is funny that he like goes through all these things every day.
It gets worse every day.
That's
and
how
then
bad
Norm
I am
Macdonald
as a
comes
writer.
in and his life comes good for
Yeah.
one day.
Yes.
I don't know if
And
spoil
then-
everything. But I think it's an optimistic book about the His life is never going to get better.
No one's ever called it optimistic.
I felt positive.
I think it's a
I felt
bleak look
uplifted.
at a troubled man.
No, when he's in the river at the end, he's splashing about and the boys love
Kind
him.
of biblical, isn't it?
Yeah. And when he's just after he's groped that woman in the...
That was a toned down version of that too.
What, there was a full-blown rape in the original?
In the original, he blasted in his pants.
Oh, nice.
He did a bit of a Japanese businessman on the subway. Fratture, if you will. Not fromage. That's cheese.
Why did that come out? You thought that was...
Because he got hard and he rubbed himself.
That's very good.
Thank you.
Who did you have this book edited? Your father did the copy edit or something?
My father copy edited, but I sent it to a couple of people and I was like, I think it's done. Read this. Mishka Shubaly was very integral to the completion of this book. And yeah, he was like, you got to get rid of him coming in his pants. Because we already don't really like him, but then he nuts in his own khakis.
No, I liked him the whole time.
Well, yeah, but you're a damaged person.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
You're
don't wanna do the
renouncing your
things he-
citizenship. You're going to burn your passport.
No, we'll keep the citizenship for when I don't know which country's going to break into war faster.
Not you guys, because everyone's going to be at the beach.
Well, that's where the war will come.
Yeah, it'll be a war over who gets to play, locals only or tourists as well.
Well, you're about to go to Cairns. That's the one bit of the country that we were willing to give up to the Japanese.
They can have it. There's nothing in there.
We drew a line and we said, but mine's not, so I'm keeping it safe.
Yeah.
I think this is the correct.
This
is
is
the
much
best
better.
visual.
Sam laughed a couple times early, and now he's been just eerie quiet.
Let's see if I can ask anything exciting about the book. I like the cover.
Thank
It's
you.
like that Rammstein album. Do you know the one? Was it based on that?
No.
Have you thought about the book? I thought about it a lot.
I wrote it, and I was done with it.
I was very touched.
Thank you. Now I bought myself a catamaran with the props. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Well, I'm just happy to... Look, any way you can help me get the catamaran. Should get onto the catamaran.
I
At
think
some
that
point.
boating is a valuable thing to do.
I got a vision, and I feel I have to buy a boat. I have no interest in sailing the boat.
So this was your burning bush?
Yeah.
Was the vision of having a boat?
I don't know if it came from up above or down below, but someone's telling me to go
I think
and
it came
get that
from the
boat.
side.
I think the YouTube algorithm just kept showing me beautiful people on catamarans,
I mean,
and I've mistaken that for a vision.
you're lamenting all of these trappings of Australian society that I think are so valuable. You're very laid back. You're free. You're all beautiful people.
That too can be a prison.
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough on you. You know?
Well, there's a deep
You
loneliness.
keep saying you're fat. I'm like, shut up.
Not by your standards. But
you mean my, like, specific?
no, you personally. But you're a larger man than I am.
I'm big.
When we came in, Sam, the cameraman, said, "James, you've lost weight." And
Yeah.
I thought, I'm standing next to the right fella.
Yeah.
This is how I've
I also went to shake his hand and he flinched.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah. He went,
He's
"Ah."
not a toucher.
Yeah.
It's too liberal a country.
Uh-huh.
That's
Well,
one of the issues.
I don't know anything about your politics. I know Bob Hawke is cool. He's the only guy
was
that
cool.
I know. Yeah.
I think he
I
was
only know
applied
because he like would
from your
drink a
government.
beer at a cricket game real fast.
He was replaced by Paul Keating.
Pork heading.
Paul Keating.
Paul Keating.
Yes.
Okay.
And he, I think I'll cut this. But he's very beloved by the left in this country.
I bet
He
there's a
was
lot
sassy.
of bad stuff happening on that refugee island you guys don't talk about.
I think the other way around.
Not enough bad stuff?
I think it's definitely nicer than we make it sound. We set up a bad refugee island to encourage people not to come. And then we put out a lot of bad press about the refugee island.
Oh.
And then you look at the refugee island on Google Maps.
It's just like a cupcake shop.
Soccer field.
Yeah. Everyone's wakeboarding.
A lot of positive Google reviews. Some sort of boarding happening
Great
there.
restaurants.
That's one thing that as a country that we have weirdly made our peace over in the last 10 years is being very brutal to refos.
Refos?
Refos, the refugees.
You guys just throw an O on everything.
We
Those
love doing
refos are Devo.
well, we won't throw an O on them if they're drowning in the ocean.
I know. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking? I thought that was pretty
if
good.
it floats, it's good. Yeah.
But you
Don't
have immigration.
quit doing this.
You have immigration. I just like to touch.
I like it too. Wish you were showing more skin.
Me too. I'll take the shirt off for you.
Pop that shirt off.
No, I'll do the jacket.
Okay. You're wearing the red, white, and blue. I like that.
Well, I wanted to wear something uncomfortable.
Is that a Massimo shirt?
It's my brother's. And then I watched, what's my man's name? It's Jeremy Lin or so. I watch a lot of fashion television programs.
Really?
On Making the Cut and Project Runway.
Yeah.
I'm a big Tim Gunn fan.
Tim
And they
Gunn's
had-
great, dude.
He's such a delight.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the man from Moschino as one of the judges on the latest Tim Gunn
What's
fashion show.
Moschino?
Is that not how I say it?
I think it's Massimo. Isn't that like
I-
the shitty surf company?
Oh, I thought I was wearing the fancy one.
We get all of your clothes over there, and they're just like 10 for
Rip
$1.
Curl.
Yeah,
You get
Rip
Rip Curl,
Mm-hmm.
Roxy.
Yeah.
Not known for our fashion. We've got the Cosby sweater.
This is
That's
a
one of
T-shirt.
ours, the
Oh, the
Coogee.
Coogee.
Yeah.
I've been trying to find real Coogee. I went to
Very spenny.
is it Melbourne where they have the Queen Victoria Market?
Yes, they do.
Right?
You wouldn't find one there.
I went in there,
Yeah.
and there was a knockoff Coogee. There's this place. I have the card in me wallet. And the guy I walked in, I was like, "Do you have any?" And he stopped me, and he's like, "We're gonna have to make something for you." And I was like, "Oh, you don't have any?" He's like, he pretty much put his finger to my lips and was like, "Shh, don't waste your breath, wee one," you know. And so he gave me his card, and he's like, "I'm gonna call the factory and see if we can produce a garment for you."
Is it underway at the moment?
No,
Getting
because
it.
I don't want to call him and be like, "Yeah, that's Danny's knitwear."
You got to get it. You got to.
I don't want him to have to fire up the fucking garment police.
We need the infrastructure. we need people to get manufacturing happening. again
them
in this
making me a
country.
4X sweater would keep a lot of people housed.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I have to.
But those Coogee, I own a Coogee garment that I wear. I wore it when I did a Will Smith TV show, and he was very impressed.
And you showed your wife's bottom to him.
Her rumpus room, as I call it. Her
I
south
tried
mouth.
not to have a look to see how roomy the rump was.
So she bought those. She bought those pants at Uniqlo, and they don't really hug her voluptuous curves.
You wish to show off your woman. To
I
show
want
what a
her
beautiful-
to. She's not my woman. God, you do have Australian mindset.
I say, well, I don't. What's wrong with my woman?
She's my festy mole.
You're her. She might say, that's my man.
Oh, she will.
You're one flesh. You own each other.
We are, yeah.
Yeah.
We're bound with a covenant, sacred vows, all that.
And you're a cross for one another. You make each other suffer, and you bring each other salvation in the process.
Yeah. She hangs on me.
And you know, I mean, I was going to make a big man joke, but I
You
won't.
can.
She's so small and lovely. That was one of the main
crazy.
things.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's nuts.
I always.
I know.
It's
It's
a
all
good
very
sign when a
surprising.
man has a better looking lady.
You
than
have
he.
to.
Yes. But sometimes you see it the other way around and you see a good looking man with a very unattractive woman.
He's a homosexual.
I always think either homosexual or he enjoys the power that comes from
Yeah.
her needing to look up
Right.
to him.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
There's something beautiful about a man who humbles himself by having a hot wife.
I do it every day.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So you masturbated so much that now you can't come?
I think this is a very normal experience for men of my generation.
You cranked your pud so hard that now you're numb to
I
the
had to get
idea
an
of a
adult
woman's touch?
circumcision because scar tissue took hold. Whoa. We could talk about that later. I've spoken about that a lot on the pod.
I'm sure that's your main thing. Botched circumcision.
No, I think it was a good circumcision.
Penis
but you can never
sucks.
tell. Are you a circumcised? I don't care. If
I'm
you're
circumcised.
That's right there.
I was born in an American
Right there, keep it
hospital.
real.
I had no say in the matter.
I don't understand why, as a nation, you love it.
My wife won't do it. She's a doctor and she will not do circumcision.
She won't circumcise the men.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's better.
Or the women.
Well, there's.
And I say, hey, do you want to work in Africa?
Who do you think is scarier, the trans or the Muslims? That's a bit that I'm working on at the moment. I
You
just
know
wanted
what's
to
the
put that in.
scariest? A trans Muslim.
No, they're not scary. They've all been killed by their families. I'm working on. I think that could be a 5-10 minute bit, but I won't run it on you now. I want to do it. I've never done it on stage. I was thinking of doing it on stage tonight. If you don't mind me not doing well.
You know what was a joke that I tried to do
Hmm?
was talking about how my niece is half Muslim,
Okay.
bottom half. She's circumcised.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's great for us.
Do you know the hadith about the female circumcision?
Huh?
The hadith are the collections of the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, as opposed to the Quran, which is their holy book.
Hadith?
The hadith, it's like the secondary, it's like the commentary. It's just things they think Muhammad said.
They're just musings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Times the Prophet laughed. Times the Prophet made people
What
laugh.
did he laugh at?
It's the Sunni and the Shia have different. They have different hadith.
Oh, I know.
Well,
Can't they just
I know
get
it's
along?
fun. But one of the hadiths is about the female circumcision.
It's
And
always
someone
Sunni
says-
in Kabul.
Is it Sunni? Oh, that's very nice. I've only watched a little bit of that show,
Yeah.
the Sunny in Philadelphia. But,
Oh, that's a show?
No,
I was talking. Okay. Anyway.
too quick. I want to tell you my favorite hadith.
Please. I've been waiting all day.
Someone comes to the Prophet
Uh-huh.
and says, Prophet, can we do the female circumcision?
Yeah.
And he says, look, you can. But as pleasurable as it is to have sex with a circumcised woman on earth, it will be more pleasurable for you in heaven to not circumcise your women.
Wow.
So you can do it, but it's something that you can offer up as a suffering to enter paradise is to not circumcise women. So I'm sorry, I needed to get that out.
That was such a great story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking
Love
right
Muslims.
now? It's crazy that there's historically the war between the Jews and the Muslims. They don't really like Muhammad, but they love prophets.
It's very good.
That's not bad.
That's very strong.
You should take that.
Do
it tonight.
I'll do it with the mouth stuff. No, I try very hard not to. We have some Jewish people in this country, but
I know.
Not so many.
That sucks.
We have a few in Sydney.
We talked about this after that great sandwich down at Questerberry's Marketplace or
Did
whatever.
we get to the Semites?
No.
We did race chat.
We were talking about how you guys look down on us for our problematic past with race, but we also allow people in and have 400 million. And I had like black neighbors, and you had black people when you played Madden. You know, like you don't.
It was very strange meeting non-media black people in America because I know a couple.
Meteor?
Black people.
What do you mean?
Like
bulky?
Well,
Are you saying media?
Television, sport.
Oh, I thought you meant like
rappers.
meteor.
No, meteor as well.
Yeah.
But I met unfashionable black people in America.
Yeah, it's just like it's almost as if they're normal people.
Well, but you don't let them
it's not
on
like
your.
they're a fetish.
You don't let them on TV.
I don't run TV.
That's not what I've heard. Who runs TV?
I think
No,
the
come on.
corporations. Nice try, buddy.
Heavily edit.
You're
this
not going to
section of
catch
the
me in your
podcast.
bamboo cage.
Oh, you took the movie down. We're working on a script.
What's the script?
It's about a man who discovers
Eats
a
his way out of a
charismatic
cage?
glove.
A charismatic what?
Charismatic glove, and he must
wow.
live with the consequences.
What's it called?
Brad's glove.
Brad's glove.
Brad's glove.
Yeah, and you're like, why don't we compete on the world stage with film? We're writing Brad's glove in the shed.
I have to.
In Tunsey Town.
I can't get any money from the government or the industry to make this movie.
It's cool that they do that though. We don't do that in the States.
Have government money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A rapist has to come in and wink at you, and then you get $60 million to make your project.
But at least the project you make with the rapist's money is fun and entertaining.
Right,
Here,
yeah.
you get good, clean government money, but you have to make a movie about a rapist or a heroin-addicted single mother.
It's like an Ouroboros.
The snake eating his tail. I
Yeah.
love it.
You know what's cool? Chopper.
Chopper,
Chopper.
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chopper rules.
It's great. Have you seen Chopper in real life?
Yeah.
The videos of him? I didn't know
Yeah.
he was an export. I didn't know you knew about Chopper.
Well, Eric Bana, right, was
Yeah.
Chopper. Chopper. Yeah, there's that one where he like shot that guy on the news.
He should say William Tells.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think the guy gets hit, does he?
But I think
He's shooting
But then
bottles.
doesn't he ththreaten the woman who's
Yeah, he threatens the woman.
Yeah, with the gun.
He's having a good time.
Yeah.
He was.
They should have let him and Bob Hawke run this place.
There's a weird. Have you been to New Zealand?
No.
Okay.
Who cares?
No, that's a beautiful country, beautiful people.
I don't
I'm trying to
wanna-
make it. I'd like to make it in New Zealand as
No,
well.
I don't want to go to the tail. Give me the head.
Well, they have it's a prettier country.
You guys don't allow them to be even part of the continental discussion. It's just Australia's the continent. Then New Zealand's over there floating around,
they like to
bobbing
think,
and
they
weaving.
think they have their own continent.
Yeah.
There's a plate that it's under.
I know. Oceania.
Oceania.
Ray O'Leary kept being like, Australasia.
Ray O'Leary.
He's very funny. Yeah,
you
yeah.
met Ray.
Yeah, I did shows with Ray
He's
when I
a
was in Melbourne.
delight.
He's so funny. And
Yeah.
he never said Australia. He kept saying
Australasia.
Australasia because he's from New Zealand.
Yeah.
It's like you guys aren't a part of the conversation. They're not allowed to speak.
Well, they enjoy
They're the
their
mute mime of the
separatism.
sea.
No, they have a bigger cultural impact than we do.
No, what? Because fucking Flight of the Conchords?
Taika Waititi is
What?
making
Excuse
the Thor
you?
movies. Taika Waititi.
God bless you.
He did.
You guys have that joke here?
Taika Waititi, God bless you.
This is when you hear a funny name and you say, God bless you.
Well, we don't say God bless you, so we can't.
What do you say?
We say Gesundheit.
Oinks is oinks.
Do you say oinks?
Oh, a nose whoopsie came out. An eruption
Nose
from the
whoops is
head.
not bad.
Yeah.
Upstairs, downstairs.
Blind your mother. You guys just talk silly, and I love it. I'm not doing the thing on stage that every American does when they come here and just be like, you ever realize you say cunt a lot? I don't do that.
Well, you don't say cunt enough, but it's deep in the psyche that people come here and they talk about the accent to the extent Megan Trainor was here recently, and she's saying that all about
You
that
mean
bass
Megan?
song. Is that how we say it?
Megan?
I wouldn't know the first thing. Megan,
Megan,
the
yeah,
fat
yeah.
woman.
Is she a big fat lady?
She's a medium-sized fat.
So here she's a big fat load.
She doesn't have a big bottom, but she has that. I'm all about that bass and the
No treble.
no treble.
Yeah.
No
Kylie
titty.
Minogue, legendary dumper on her.
I looked at it recently because I was listening to some Kylie Minogue songs. Very tight, small. By today's standards, no one would even know she had a bottom.
Back in the day,
With the
that thing
gold
was
little
out of
hot pants.
control.
You look at it now and you go, the white bottom has really become an extinct phenomenon.
She's 75 years young.
She did have cancer, and that did age her real quick.
Not breast cancer. They didn't scoop those out.
I think it was breast cancer.
No, really?
Wasn't it? Was it not breast cancer, Sam? She's a delight. Was she famous over there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have her sister Danny?
No.
Oh,
We have Demi Lovato.
yeah. For now, she always seems depressed.
Yeah.
She's what was I going to? I was going to say something about America. It doesn't matter. It's a great country.
We
We're
were
happy to have you
talking
here.
about butts.
Megan Trainor comes on
Yes.
she's been hosting this singing The Voice, you know?
I
for
do the voice
weeks
on
and
stage
weeks.
sometimes.
Her voice? Or
What y'all talking about with that funky stuff?
Are you not allowed to do The Voice? I love The Voice. I'm going to do The Voice now. I went to an open mic. It was the biggest separation in California between the California whites and black people in California.
Yeah.
The California blacks, if you will. I use the same
won't.
term. I may as well. But it's like, it was at the Comedy Store, and it was like 8 white comedians in a row just doing shit, just nerdy glasses.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
They were
nothing,
doing your
weak,
act?
Soft comedy. No, I like to. My big inspiration is Steve Harvey. He's my
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
comedian of all time.
He's the best.
I think Bernie Mac is maybe number one. I've been talking to Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
Mac
You've been talking to
Steve
Shane
Harvey.
Gillis.
Yeah, he made me watch
Yeah,
Bernie
yeah.
Mac for hours.
Dude, Corey Holcomb. He's the best.
Corey Holcomb. I don't know Corey Holcomb.
I'm going to send you a clip.
Please do.
He does an act out of an abortion in front of Shaq.
There's something I want to say about Shaq.
No, please tell your story about.
Well, first I'm going to say that on your commercials, only white people are allowed to be silly. If ever there's a silly person who's being judged harshly, it's always a white guy, unless the guy is Shaq. Shaq is the one person of color who's allowed to be made fun of on commercials in America. That's what I picked up over there.
Okay.
That's how I felt about it. We can move on.
I respect the outsider's opinion.
But the guy, it's all these lame white Americans just doing weak, race gear. And then a black guy gets on, like a 7-year-old black guy, comes out and he just goes, he says, I love pussy.
Yeah.
And he goes, you look like you got a great pussy. I bet your pussy great. And he's 5 minutes of talking about this woman's pussy.
Yeah.
Kills, walks off, never seen again. He won't have a career. But it was so vital. He's too old. He's too old.
You guys hate old people in comedy here. If you're like 40 here, you don't have a shot. You got to be the festival darling.
They all made it. All
a
our
victim
old
of
people,
sexual
I
assault.
would say it's the opposite. That our old people are encrusted on, and no young person has made it through.
What are you talking about?
No young person has.
Well,
a big following in
no
Australia.
comedian has made it through to America besides Yahoo Serious.
Jim Jeffries has respect.
Jim Jam, we love him. He's one of ours though now.
He is. Yeah, there's no one. All our television went away. We have no Australian TV.
Ray O'Leary's big in America.
That's simply untrue.
He's just tall.
He's big here too. He's big.
Yeah, between
standing
Ray
next to
and
everyone
Andrew
else.
Wolf, those were like my two favorite. And you, I'm so charmed by you.
Please, you've never seen. I could be terrible.
We hung out all day.
Great. No, but you haven't seen me on stage.
I can't
It's
imagine
a lot of
it's
poems,
bad.
and it's all poems and
do you-
doing the Charleston.
Do you rhyme? So you just do vaudeville stuff?
No. We'll do it.
Skidamarinky dinky dink.
I'll be doing trans Muslims who's scarier. That's my. I'm feeling it tonight.
Well, I would like to be a trans Muslim because then you get to wear the hat, the hijab.
Oh, you'd go M to F.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
They are the hottest ones. I do believe.
Oh, for sure.
And it'd be very easy. You'd go the full tent, and then you don't have to pass.
I'm pitching a full tent thinking about it right
Hello.
now. Hey.
We're not as afraid of. 5 years ago, this part of the podcast would come out, but not anymore.
Oh, really?
I'm not afraid of being stabbed by a Muslim in the street anymore.
I'm not afraid at all because there's human beings.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
bro.
I'm connected. Is that it?
No, that's the,
Why'd
that's the
you
end
pose?
of the podcast.
Why'd you freeze frame there?
I just thought it would be a cool. Most of the time I've been facing this way and they've been seeing my scar. Hopefully, is that showing?
Why do you have a scar?
I was dropped on my head as a child.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Plato says that only philosophers, something has to go wrong for you to become a philosopher.
I think Plato's delicious. And I had a big problem as a kid. So I would just...
How would you say that philosopher's name in America?
Plato.
Plato.
No.
We've got...
Well, but you have the Platonic ideal. You know what I mean? The world outside the
which?
cave.
You think this is the Platonic ideal in Australia?
Of male friendship, yeah. Unless
No,
Sam,
we'll be-
get on all fours. Can we use your boy?
Sam's a top. I'm a power bottom.
A top lad. He's my top boy.
He's no Dorothy.
Let's talk about this.
Please.
Your football that you have here
Oh, yes.
is the
very fine.
greatest.
Yeah, thank you.
It's so much fun. I went and saw a live game, and I guess a game between two teams that no one gives a shit about.
Correct.
Essendon and North Melbourne. I say they are.
Please.
Yes, and not in America. But here, we went and saw it. We ate the 4-20.
It's a free-flowing and exciting game.
It's just
We can't
nonstop
get it to
chaos.
take off anywhere, not even in the top half of the country.
I don't understand
They
why.
play rugby.
Well, you know what I think? I think Melbourne needs more teams. There's not enough there. They only have 11 or
It's
whatever.
a sticking point, and you'll find no. They won't move them away. North Melbourne has 14,000 people showing up to their games.
Yeah.
This is nothing. It should be 50, 60,000.
There were 37 at the game I went to. 37,000.
That would be Essendon mostly. Essendon does have a big fan
Essendon's
base.
the top boys. They're number one. I'm a Richmond guy because I have the
deep
hat.
middle. Yeah, it's an unpopular hat in Adelaide.
I have a hat.
They beat us in the grand
I
final.
bought a
recently.
hat.
Well, I'd like to get you a new fresh hat.
Get me a hat.
All right, we'll go out and get you a
Sam?
crow's hat. Sam, get out.
All I can find is just to balance it out.
Oh, the Carlton Blues.
Oh, yeah. Carlton Blues. Give me a Carlton Draft.
It's a terrible beer.
That's what everyone says. It's
Yeah.
good.
Have you had a Cooper's?
No.
We'll sort you out. American beer is not sold in this country anymore. For 4th of July, we got a Texas neighbor, and we had a celebration.
Would he fly in some Budweiser for
Well, I
$14
went,
a
they
bottle?
only sell Budweiser, Miller, and Coors.
Yeah,
And
Coors
that's
is
it.
from where
But
I'm
you can't-
from.
Well, I love Coors.
Colorado.
Was maybe the finest of
Creamy.
the three.
It's weedy.
You can't buy a Pabst here anymore.
You don't want that. There's formaldehyde in
no,
it.
I
They use it
love
to
Pabst.
pickle
What?
fucking, miscarries.
It's a great.
If you miscarry, you can just fill up a jar with Pabst and keep the baby, zombify it.
That's great. That's the reason the miscarriage has happened and the solution to losing the fetus. But it's a good beer.
Fetus. Did you say it with a PHOE?
Yeah, that's the non-racist way to say it. You got to say it with the hard PHOE. And the Brooklyn Lager is not sold here anymore, and we really look down on it. But the beers that we do have, they're just sort of immediate, sugary, nothing beers.
They're mostly made with rice. Like Budweiser and Bud Light is made with rice now.
Who colonized who after that war?
You're telling me.
Yeah. Have you seen Oppenheimer?
No, I was in Japan. They weren't showing it.
Oh,
No
can't see-
spoilers. I'm not a big history buff.
It turns out they deserved it. And that's why they're not showing it over there. It's a great movie.
I cannot wait to watch it in a couple years when I'm bored in a hotel room. I want to see the Barbie movie
Yes, I'm told it's...
because the men represent me. They don't have genitals. They're smooth.
I bet you have a big, beautiful genital.
I have a nice erect hog, but just walking around, it's a real whisper.
Growing and a showing.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
have that?
And a thumping and a bumping. And a moving and a grooving.
Are you doing the voice again?
You want to hear the song that I sing
Yes.
about my wife?
Yes, I would.
Okay. This has not been a hit with her. Since
You've
we
actually
got here.
you've raised this several times. You tried to get the song off the ground beforehand. You said,
Well-
you said, darling, would you like to hear the song that I sing about you?
And she said,
no.
Of course not. Yeah, she went nar. So here it is.
Yep.
I'm married to a moldy woman. She's all covered in rotten decay. She's mired in slime and rot. She's a moldy woman and she's all I've got.
Oh, that's a nice.
Not bad.
That's a good pivot at the end.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be as the less attractive partner. That's how you keep her in the game with constant.
Oh, I'm just
nasty
nagging her?
songs.
Yeah, yeah.
She's a dumb woman and she shouldn't leave me. She should stay in the house where she belongs.
She doesn't have a job right now, and I'm paying for everything, so she should be nice all the time.
This is what I wanted to say. It's
Yes.
impossible to shake the accent for the American. You are not exposed to it at all. Megan Trainor came here.
Mm-hmm.
She was on a panel show, and she was making fun of the accent. In the finale of the show, 8 weeks, all she could do is be flummoxed by the accent
I
every
wasn't
week.
making fun of it. I just think that song's better.
It charms your people.
We love it.
Yes.
Because you guys all sound like you were kicked in the head by a horse.
How dare
Or like you drowned for like
It's
30 seconds as a
sophisticated
kid.
voice. I'd like to take you, but no American who comes here
Uh-huh.
hears the real gluttal public transport out of suburban version of
Oh,
an
I
accent.
heard it in
It's much
Essendon
worse.
at that game.
Yes, actually, you might have
Yeah.
heard it there.
mhm.
Jack Stringer, you fucking legend, mate.
Yeah.
I went to a high school football game. In
Go
America.
on. Tell me more.
Well, it was in Steubenville, Ohio. And
Yeah.
they got crushed like 72-0.
Oh, shit.
First of all, I like that in high school football, if the gap is too big,
The slaughter rule.
the clock just keeps going.
Yep,
I didn't know it's called the slaughter rule.
Yeah, slaughter rule.
Everyone was nice while the team was getting demolished.
Yeah.
No one was shouting out. No one was drinking. This is
You can't
unheard
drink
of
at
in this
those
country.
games.
Well, no, little hot dogs. Everyone's sober. You're not mean in the same way as a sports fan in America.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, isn't the point of sport to be there, to get it out, to unleash, to have the what's it called? Get it out.
Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
I think it is a...
James Brown's follow-up hit. Yeah.
I feel bad.
I am very sad.
I walk around sad. I remember being glad.
It's having a minor key. Someone should make that with AI.
Meineke.
Minor
I
key.
thought you were talking about the break shop in America. So, yes, we don't... I think it represents sectarian violence, you know, because we had awful rivalries with the Inglewood Pirates. I was an Elizabeth Cardinal, and I was a very high caliber football player. I was all state, first team, not second team, real deal, number one, big slab of beef.
Where were you playing?
In Colorado, where I'm from.
in the team.
I was a left tackle, an offensive lineman.
Were you the only white?
No,
as offensive lineman, a all races position. Corner was the black one.
Corner is definitive now, but the Denver Broncos, my team, we just drafted the first white cornerback in a long time.
Wow.
You know how bad it is? Jason Sehorn is the last white corner. And we all know that. Every football fan could white corner, Jason Sehorn.
Well, when was his era?
He was, I think, when the Giants won the Super Bowl in like 2012, 11, 13.
Right. But there's this big push for black quarterbacks, right? Like it's considered a progressive thing. And a good thing to put a quarterback.
Well, that was like a real hardcore. So the thing about cornerbacks, and I don't want to become, I'm not like measuring skulls right here.
And a quarterback.
Quarter with a QU, and then cornerback covers the wide receiver. And these aren't big fat guys. They're usually tall and lithe. Right. They just sat wide because they're far out in the formation. But they're along the sidelines.
Okay.
And they're the fastest guys on the team. Right. The cornerbacks have to be able to run as fast as them backward. They backpedal as fast as the fastest guy on the team.
This is not a white skill.
No. Yeah, we're not used to running away. You know, we go forward, we impose. Say, listen up here, mister. You know, but the quarterback position, this is real fact. They didn't think that black people were smart enough to play quarterback because they give them this like test at the draft, but the test is inherently racist.
It's like, what's a regatta?
Right, yeah. When do you not wear white? After Memorial Day, Labor Day, Easter, what is it, you know? It was built for people who come from the landed gentry, the gilded cages of America.
They were giving this to poor
Wonderlic test is what it's called. Historically they didn't allow black people to play quarterback even though they're a dominant force now in the game, and they're all arguably, I think the top two quarterbacks in the league are both black guys, Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. I'm
familiar with Patrick Mahomes. We only really get broadcast the Super Bowl.
Right,
and he appears there not infrequently.
No. And also he's the rival his team is the rival to the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
So his entire reign of dominance has directly subjected my team to pain and agony.
I only know the Denver Broncos from the Simpsons bit in which they're
the Denver Broncos.
You just don't understand football much. I went on the Matt and Shane podcast.
Yeah.
And
you said all types of slurs.
They kept having to edit me. I didn't know they were slurs.
Yeah.
And people write the only thing I get from that podcast to this day is people write to me and go, "How did you get edited out of the Patreon? What did you say?" And I go, I probably shouldn't tell you. I don't need it getting out there. I thought it was positive.
Oh, no. I didn't know that.
Oh,
I didn't know you were cut from that.
I was cut from that, and then I have to cut. How do I raise $250,000 to make a feature film in November, and will you be in the feature film?
Of course. Fly me back.
All right.
Yeah.
If we have the budget, I will do that.
Well, I have to get different visas, too. I have to get agricultural visas.
Would you maybe volunteer for it, and I'll make a gift to you of a different kind?
Like
wait, you
what?
have to get an agricultural visa?
Yeah, because I'm such a big fat guy.
I don't think we're going to put you in the royal show as a cow.
Come on. Milk me.
I've got to get something out about this book. I spent so much time reading the book.
You know what's great about the book? It's available for sale.
Well, I read it thinking that I'd probably see you in Australia.
Did I send this to you?
And I thought, no, I bought it.
Off Amazon?
I bought it off Amazon.
Good. I was going to actually say that. If you live in Australia, please don't buy the book from my website because it charges you $45 American.
No, this was dirt cheap and printed here.
It's $20. Yeah.
Where was it printed? I'm sure your copies have a much nicer cover. My book also is out on Amazon, and the printing is of low quality.
You have a book too?
I got poems, poetry. Marlon Brando, 9/11, beautiful poems that everybody will love. It was a good...
I got to go.
Now.
You read a poetry book?
I got two. I got a new one coming out. My monkey and I have something to hide.
That's another nursery rhyme
Yeah.
from America.
It's a John Lennon. It's a surprisingly strong book. I was moved, and parts of it have been coming back to me all day. But I got to ask some things about the book.
I'm just looking at your notes,
I've got
and it
notes.
says the cover ... name of artist, and then German ? Because of the Rammstein thing.
Well, because the German artist who did it, I studied. I think he's Austrian, but I studied him in high school. And I saw it, and it's all forks in the eyes and bandages.
No, this was Richard Ingersoll, who I grew up with. He was in my sister's grade. He did this painting.
I found him on Instagram.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? I can't remember it, but he's very good.
But it's also you.
Grave Daisy.
You're the guy.
Yes.
But you don't look anything like the character in the book.
No. So what happened here is that Richard Ingersoll read the book, because this was the second edition.
Yeah.
The first edition was a black and white photo of me, kind of like shrouded in shadow. It was a Polaroid taken from me on the road where I'm celebrant,
Yeah.
victorious. And so he did this painting as like a congratulations, and I was like, oh, that's so nice. Let me monetize it immediately.
Yes.
And then here we are.
It's lovely.
It's great.
And
Very
every bad
jarring.
thing that happens to the character, I mean, the nose is
Crown
there.
of Thorns, but they're cigarettes. It's very biblical.
I think I
He's a
picked up it was
Christ
Crown of
figure.
Thorn. Something happened to his head in the book?
He gets bumped over the head with a wee rock, a brick.
When he's in the nightclub as an old man and he's removed from a hip young
That
nightclub.
bar exists, that 715 Club in Denver, Colorado.
You've been
All
kicked
those
out of that
people.
nightclub?
No, but my friends worked there, and we would gather there for song and mirth,
It was written with the hatefulness of someone who could only really love a place,
Oh yeah, no,
You
all
really-
those places that everything in that book, I not the debauchery, but every gig I did, every locale, every location.
Have you gone on stage after a chicken has defecated on the plopper?
Yeah, duck shit bingo.
It's a real thing. And you made less money than that man?
Yeah, for sure.
And you destroyed
It
his
was
duck?
also at a cancer benefit. I didn't free the duck. The freeing the
Okay.
duck was
That
like
was
a symbolic moment.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if it was chicken or a duck in the book, but I think it was a duck. Yeah, duck shit bingo is a big thing in the mountain region of America.
Appalachian or the...
This is the west of the Rocky Mountains where I'm from.
You've got to have a culture.
We do have a culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly it's a lot of cowboy hats. I come from rodeo.
So where were you... You're from California originally, and then you moved out.
I'm from Colorado.
Didn't you say that the other team that you played against in the football was?
With the Inglewood Pirates, Inglewood, Colorado.
I didn't know they had an.
That's the thing about America is there's like 10 town names. And they're all
Springfield over and over
Springfield, Smithton.
So you are from
Old Barracksville.
Colorado,
Yeah.
and you've just stayed in
Chumley.
Colorado.
Chumley's a big name.
Chumley.
Mm-hmm.
There's no big Chumley though, is there?
Gorgontown.
Gorgonzola. Gorgon Town.
You should just get you should get one of those boats. What do they call the Gorgonzola?
Or like
A gondola.
Venice, a gondola.
Yeah.
Have you seen Death in Venice?
Of course.
It's so beautiful.
Who could forget?
When he powders his face and looks at the boy.
Yeah, and he's
I
like,
felt
I'm
like
dead
that
in
many times.
Venice.
Yeah, it's
He
so
says
great.
it. That's his only line. I'm going to die in Venice.
I'm so horny, I'm going to die.
I have not seen Death in Venice.
Oh, really?
I don't watch films.
It's just a man who puts on makeup and looks at a little boy and dies on a beach.
What about Dennis the Menace? You seen that?
The boy's hotter than that.
Whoa.
Oh, he's a hot boy.
Is there anyone eating a apple off of a knife blade?
No, but that is always nice.
Sorry,
in
we
a
have to
film.
take a minute so we can put more coal in the camera.
You don't like cinema. This is something you said before. You were talking with somebody and they said, you don't like films? And you said, no, I read. I'm a reader.
I don't have the vocabulary to experience film as an art because I don't really think, like when people say that a director is very important, it's like, no, the cinematographer was important, and then the people who designed the costumes were important, the lighting guy was important. Like the director is just like a football coach, you know?
He's drafting a good team, though. He gets absolute freedom to draft
Sure.
his people. I mean,
Right.
there's a Tarantino vibe, even though he's working with different.
Right, so there's an aesthetic that some directors adhere to, and that's great, and I love those movies.
You prefer an auteur that the novelist controls every word, every small bit.
I just don't really understand why film is an art. It seems like a big team effort that's put together.
Do you feel this way about comedy? That comedy is an art? Or
No,
it's a
fuck no.
craft, right?
Yeah, it's something you
It's like a
practice.
table that has to
In
work.
art, you get to, if I may be pretentious, I'm wearing a scarf.
Who would have thought this man was not interested in the visual medium?
Yes. I'm more of a visual double XL.
I think they should bring out the extra medium and let me go back to the 1L.
The extra media.
The extra medium.
Well, there was a great show about a dwarf psychic who was on the loose called Small, Medium, and Large.
You didn't make that up then, did you? That's very good.
No, but it's always on the tip of my tongue.
All right.
Anytime I think that's my
You can
dad's
work it in.
joke, honestly.
Well, this is so. This is a hack comedian all the way through this book.
Yeah.
But then the hack bits he does are great. There are the comedy is actually like a strong part of the book.
That was the hardest
You
part of
celebrate
it, man.
Yeah.
Was to make it sound like it was hacky enough to make sense for him to do it in these terrible like Legion halls.
Yes.
But then also for it to be good enough in that room that you could tell that he was like,
A good comedian.
former master of the craft.
The first one is when there's like a blonde boy and he says, you know, Adolf Hitler's dream.
Hitler's dream come
future.
true or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
And then there's a crowd work bit that Norm likes about a big man and a small woman.
Yeah, and him.
Which was great.
Like when they have sex, it's like a marshmallow on a stick.
tree.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you know what's embarrassing about that is the thing where he drinks someone's honey mustard off of their tray of
Yes.
chicken tenders. I've done that before.
Well, you've got to sometimes.
Yeah, where you're like, can I have something? What are you eating? Can I have a bit? And they expect you
Yeah.
to take a fry or something. Then you chug the mustard.
This is maybe my favorite and least favorite thing about comedy is when you see the thing that you have to do and you don't. I have to pour the drink down my front now. It's for the joke. Like there's something is happening in the room and you've got to, you see it before the audience does, and there's not necessarily a choice. I have to call that woman a dumb slut. I see it coming. It's like a beach ball's coming at me. It's going to kill. I don't really want to do you fucking dumb slut. Exploding with happiness.
I've never done that.
Do you know what I mean? Well, not that thing. Or taking one's shirt off. Or I remember during COVID, I had to kiss everybody in the room. I just had to go out and kiss everybody on the mouth. And there's footage of me at the peak of COVID.
Why?
Kissing.
Because you're such a contrarian? You're an iconoclast?
I just knew it would be funny. And once
Yeah.
you know there's the thing that's
Right,
going to
right,
be
right.
funny,
Yeah.
it's very hard to say.
Yeah, once we've
I
all
won't do
agreed
that.
upon something being a faux pas, nothing's funnier than doing the faux pas.
I mean, it's like a form of, it's like Jordan Peterson talking about, have you seen him talking about the guy playing the guitar?
No, I don't.
He
I don't know.
cries. He
I
weeps
don't
on
know
the Joe
shit
Rogan.
about Jordan Peterson.
Well, now, fair.
I just don't. It's
Yeah.
one of those. There's all these things that people
it's hard
think
to
is part of
become
a culture
passionate.
war,
It's hard to become-
and it's like
Do you not participate in the culture war at all?
I don't know if the culture war is real. So many people in America don't
Yeah.
know that Bud Light put a trans woman on the can, but comedians and everyone was like, "This is the fucking canary in the coal mine,
Yeah.
man."
I mean, I think this is something of the age, and that the culture has stopped. The culture sort of stopped in 2001, and it's just being repeated. People don't follow the news. I mean, I think of what is the last song that you could do a joke about that people would know and definitely know. There's
Probably
a guy,
like ba ba da be da da ba da be da da ba da be da da. Or Sandstorm, is that what that
that's
was?
blue, da ba dee, da ba da. That's like
Da-ba-da-da.
97. I mean,
See?
there's, I think like Umbrella by Rihanna,
Right?
or like all those guys who do parody songs. They don't do that anymore.
No.
Well, when they do, it's like Baby by Justin Bieber is the last one where you could genuinely go, everyone's going to know this cultural touch point.
Interesting.
But about the trans on the can,
Yeah.
people don't know. People aren't reading that specific news source. It's all become very atomized.
It's like when Louis C.K. was outed for the masturbating. No one knew about that. Like so many people in
Yeah.
America still don't know that Bill Cosby's a rapist.
Well, I don't know that Bill Cosby's a rapist.
I know, you haven't seen the evidence. Show me the panties. I remember that was your last album.
Well, it's not the panties. It's I've got to check this before I keep saying it. Do you know that how he was sent to jail? The fact of the grist?
What?
So he would drug women
Yeah.
and have sex with them, but his defense was...
I wouldn't call it sex, James.
Well, his defense was that this was part of their relationship and that the women knew that they'd be drugged and they would come back for more. And that was just something, that was his kink.
Yeah.
And it was a consensual drugging and fucking. And the thing that got him,
Lost art.
I think it was I want to get this right. I think it was a WNBA player, but I'm not sure. But he was having sex
She
with
wasn't
this.
into it for sure because he was a man.
I see there's lesbianism rife there as well.
Oh, yeah.
I went through our soccer team, our
Uh-huh.
women's soccer team.
Yep.
I was trying to find one heterosexual, couldn't do it.
That locker room must reek.
Because they're
Sweat and female
They're
ejaculate.
all juicy because
Yeah.
they love each other.
Right.
So Bill Cosby drugs this woman, and his defense is, we were in a relationship. She knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And the thing that got him sent to prison is that one night it was a cold night, and he had sex with her, and he didn't put a blanket on her when he was done drugging her, and she got pneumonia. And they said if they were in a relationship, he would have put a blanket down. That's a man using her for sex. And I always think, well, only in a relationship would you hate someone enough to leave them out in the cold. A one-night stand, you make sure they have the blanket. And so on that, he got to prison. That's
Innocent.
That's vaguely. I prefer the term not guilty. But
Y'all got to feel
it's a
it.
higher legal standard. But I
Yeah.
believe that's why he went to prison. And I should check that. That wasn't a dream.
I think you should check that.
Yeah.
Here, I'll tell you this. My cousin, I'm not going to say which cousin.
Okay.
This isn't my story to tell. But her friend, long-term friend, this friend's mother was one of his victims.
Right.
And she said it wasn't a hoot and holler.
So why would she tell that lie?
Yeah. Cui bono.
Yeah.
Who benefits? You too?
Look, I'm sure what, Bono?
Yeah. Instead of et tu? You too, Bono?
You too, cutie. Cutie.
Whoops.
I'm going to get that. No, I think Bill Cosby probably. What's...
Not all of them.
I like...
You can't have that many and they were all consensual whoopsies. Time's a construct, man.
What's not a construct? People always say
This chair.
That chair is literally... Thank God that chair was constructed.
Properly.
Pushing the limits of construction.
Yeah. Gender...
It's crap, Sam. God, you got your shooter over there, huh?
It's Sam's podcast. We're just living in it.
Yeah.
How long have we been going for?
Now,
An hour. We'll cut that down to a good 45.
I think that there's a lot of usable stuff in here.
I think so. Would you like to talk down on any American comedians while you're here, or Australian? I mean, you've been in the country for a long time.
Yeah, about 15 days.
It's been a long tour.
Yeah, man,
Have you
I don't
seen
know.
anything good? Have you had the time to see anything worth seeing?
I think the peak was, well, the Melbourne Botanic Gardens.
Very nice.
One of my favorite places in the world.
Yep. Tasteful.
Just beautifully done and also free to the public.
Are your
In the
Botanic Gardens
States,
not free?
Of course not. Because they want people to go in there and fucking shoot heroin and sleep underneath the pagodas.
I'm so nice that you still have a heroin shooting country.
Yeah.
We never went. We stayed on meth.
Everyone's on crystal out here. And in a whole city, like Perth wouldn't exist.
It's all like crystal meth.
Yeah.
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 Sorry, we don't have crack cocaine. That never made it.
No, you know what's funny, and this sounds hacky, but I'm sincere in this. The first week I was here, people would be like, yeah, the party was pretty lame, and then we rocked up, and it was a good time. And I thought they were smoking crack cocaine because I didn't know that rocked
Rocking
up meant
up.
showed up.
No, I'd love to have some a crack cocaine culture. Really.
You guys have fucking,
Achieving.
you have crystal meth.
That's all.
And
That's all
I
we
think-
have. And you'll have like a bad part of town, and people don't go there. It's all drugs, and then it's just sleepy heroin.
Right, yeah.
Heroin is not a scary drug. To
Yeah,
have
they're
someone on.
slumberful.
They're
It's when they-
somnolent.
Yes, they are. Very good.
There you go.
Somnambulist left and right. Yes.
Somnambulant.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Somnambulist is one who sleepwalks.
yes.
One who's zombified.
On the nod, we say here.
Yeah.
But the meth people are just, they're going. They're happy.
Yeah.
We tried to introduce our lefty government.
They
in
do the
Melbourne
hippy dippy shake.
Tried to bring it. They have like heroin injecting rooms.
I know we do that too.
But
in
they tried
Denver.
to bring in ice smoking rooms.
Oh my god.
No one wants
Those
to
are
be in
just
that
called
room.
tabs, right?
Oh, TAB, like the gambling room?
Yeah.
Have you been to a TAB?
I went in to try and get a beer at a TAB.
You can't get a beer there.
No.
No, but you can get a lemonade and you can watch the doggies go around.
Yeah. Also, you have ginger beer here that has alcohol in it.
Yeah, of course.
My wife didn't know that.
Oh.
My wife was ordering ginger beers at like 3 in the afternoon and just
Now
like
you-
winding up like, hey, you want to go in the bathroom and make a smell? You know?
I was thinking you're on track to a disabled baby now and she didn't know about it.
No, but what's up with these ambulance bathrooms?
Tell me that again.
Ambulance bathrooms.
Have you just been shitting in the ambulance? What's going on?
Well, it's free here.
An ambulance bathroom.
Well, they're ambulant.
Oh, ambulant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it means if you're allowed to walk. Something like that.
You don't have
It's
to
like-
crawl in.
It's like this is for the disabled who can walk.
This isn't for the fucking half men on skateboards.
There's no crane here to take you out of your little chair.
like the pools in America.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah. What's that?
Oh, bird song.
Oh, it's beautiful. Is that piped in?
Yeah. It's
Wow.
the bell that says we have to leave.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm going to get... What time is it? I would
Let me
actually like
ask
to show
you this.
something nice and
Sorry,
early, please.
before I do
What time
this.
is it? I left my phone in the car.
It is time to riff.
Oh, please.
I haven't
All right.
I haven't switched my watch over to your 1.5 hour time change. Sam, what
In the other direction, it's just a half-hour time.
what
change.
time is it, Sam?
10 past 4.
So much time. Oh, we'll get you to the art gallery, yeah, which is also free. What did you want to say?
You guys call them bikies. You got to knock that off. There
Why?
were
It sounds too cute.
yeah, it's very condescending.
people.
There was a guy
They call
named
themselves
Zane.
bikies, yeah.
Well, they should grow up a little bit. It's not a boy's game to shoot a cop in the chest with a shotgun.
One time.
This guy Zane was like, my brother's, he's away, he's in the poke hole for a long time, you know, he's up in it and we can't get him out.
This is one
we
of our
shake the
university
tree.
educated
Yeah.
Aussies.
Yeah, he has a master's
Up
in
in
art.
the tree.
Yeah. So he was like, yeah, my brother, he's got a swastika tattoo on his throat,
Of course.
and he shot a cop in the chest with a shotgun. He's a bikie. And I laughed really hard, and he's like, "Why are you laughing? It's definitive trauma." And I was like, "You called him a bikie? That's what you call a boy on a fucking three-wheeler."
You call them koozies,
Yeah.
We've got stubby holders.
Yeah, you call them can jackets.
Well, I think there was an amputated
It's
man.
a dress for your
An
tall boy.
amputated man tried to buy a stubby holder from Youngblood, and he couldn't believe that this amputee was asking for a stubby. He was like, "'Cause you got a stub? You got stubs? What do you want me to do? Give you a hug?" Can't do his voice.
You can't do it.
No, I keep thinking he's from Texas.
Why would you want to give him a hug?
Stubby holder. But they don't call him stubby holder.
No, we call them koozies.
Why? I mean, that's also a silly name, isn't it?
Of course, we have silly names too.
Oh, you got that one. I don't know if you got any others. You don't have good fun slurs the way we do.
No.
You've gotten rid of them. You've purged your language, except for behind closed doors.
Ray O'Leary was like, now comedians come here and say, "Oh, you say cunt a lot, don't ya?" That was his big take on American
That's you
commerce.
doing a New Zealander, doing an American, doing an Australian.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That was really the...
We're through the looking glass here,
I
people.
don't know if you've read Infinite Jest, but it was...
I have. It's
about that
difficult.
complicated, yeah. I loved it.
Yeah.
Who are your favourite? Do you like David Foster Wallace?
No.
Okay.
I like his essays. I like
You found the book to be
I like
rough and
interviews
tumble,
with
too tough, too long. Brief
No,
interviews with
too
Hideous Man I thought
masturbatory.
was good.
Yeah, that's good. I like Dennis Johnson.
On masturbatory, David Foster Wallace thing, there's a bit where he talks about fingering a woman. There's a man who fingers a woman and puts his hand on her tummy to make sure she orgasms. And she's saying this is disgusting, I think.
Does he say tummy?
I don't think so.
A bikey fingered me.
You
His
don't say
hand on me tummy.
Hand
No.
on my tummy. So you're not a big Foster Wallace fan?
No, I mean I respect what he's done. His
Do you like
additions to the American
Franzen,
canon.
The other, you know,
No. Dennis Johnson,
DeLillo.
Cormac McCarthy,
Cormac
DeLillo's
McCarthy's great.
cool. Flannery O'Connor.
I love Flannery O'Connor.
Carson McCullers is cool.
Carson McCullers
Larry
is
Brown
cool.
slept on. You know about Larry Brown?
No.
The
never
poet
heard of
laureate of Mississippi.
Larry Brown?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No,
The
Mississippi.
bastard son
Do
of
your
Faulkner.
states have their own poets?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the little ones?
You don't know about this poet guy?
I know about like federal, national poet laureate. I
You
didn't know there'd be like a Wyoming poet.
Yeah. I think Anne Prulot or Prule was their poet for a while.
This is nutty.
Yeah. You should take that song I read about my wife and put it in your book. You can have it.
That's very kind. Well, I can tell you that the one I wrote last night in a dream.
What was it?
It's
Waking life. Can't wake up.
No, it was
Sleepless.
it's about getting all the. I had my wife send me a text message because my phone was on the other side of the room. But I want to do one about how all the celebrities smell. Like I gathered all the celebrities to see how they all smell. Maybe it was
Shel
a better dream.
Silverstein.
It's
I think
a
he
better
had
dream
that.
in the night.
Yeah,
Think someone has already done
I'll
that.
tell you this about Will Smith. I'm not trying to name drop. This is the only interesting anecdote I have about Hollywood. I did a show with him. He has no odor. He doesn't smell like perfume. He doesn't smell like a man. He doesn't smell like laundry. There's no smell.
He's a villain in that Patrick Suskind novel, Perfume, Story of a Murderer. No, we were just talking about literary things before. He's got no smell.
Do you guys have like a fucking writer here? Is it just like Chris Franklin sells his book after shows and everyone gives it a Nobel?
Chris Franklin has a book?
I don't know.
Yes, I went out. Actually, so I went out with him and I stayed at
You were dating?
Jez Watches. No, we just had a big night out together
Okay.
with Sean Conway
Oh,
in an
wow. That
Aboriginal
was a big
dance
night
music
out.
nightclub in
'Cause he's
WA.
huge.
I went drink for drink with Chris. Wow. And the next morning I vomited yellow bile, which I'd never done before.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was possible.
Aboriginal Dart Club?
A dance music nightclub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. With the coaching staff of a football team who happened
Which
to
one?
be there.
Crows?
It was then the Freo Dockers. It was Ross Lyon,
Oh, yeah. Legend.
a legend of the game.
Mhm.
He's a laconic fellow.
Yeah.
I won't bore you with Ross Lyon stories. But I was just, I couldn't keep up. I can't keep up with it. I go out with people and I think I'll drink with you and I'll have a nice time and I
Yeah.
can never do it.
We were on the piss last night, man.
In Perth,
Oh, we fucking popped him, slurped him, dumped him.
you can't keep up with Wolfie.
I can keep up with Wolfie. But he was like deep in the pints when I got off stage
Yeah.
because he wouldn't do a
He
set.
had a head start. He wouldn't do
Yeah.
a set.
No, I was like, do a set. He's like, I don't wanna. You know how he talks.
I do.
Yeah.
I was
like a haunted tea kettle.
I'm too tired. We've got to go and do something now.
So
We'll
why
edit
don't you?
that up
What
right
do
with
we
me.
do now? How do you? We'd say
Oh,
get
look,
the
I'll
boat
just
or
tell you
make a
quickly.
movie
Well,
or whatever.
I'm trying to make this movie in November.
Mm-hmm.
I need $250,000.
Yeah. What's it called? Is it a documentary about having a
It's
chode?
Brad's glove.
Oh yeah,
No.
Brad's glove.
Long and strong and
Yeah.
ready to get the friction on. Do you have? You don't happen to have $250,000?
I do. Yeah. Not to just like angel invest in
Okay.
your vanity project before you fucking leave town.
Appreciate it. Smart. Smart. But how much can I put you down for?
What is everyone else putting in? Is this American dollars or is this your made up
Our
plastic
silly
money?
Our silly
Oh,
money.
I could probably give you like $500K of your fake money.
I appreciate
That's
that.
like 3,500 American.
I'll put you down for 3,500 American.
No, 3,500 Tasmanian money. Or how about this? I'll give you 3,500 Australian, or you can take the mystery box.
This is a left-hand handshake, so it has no bearing.
Do you want
I'll
the
have
mystery box?
What's in the box?
Nothing. You actually owe me $40.
I'll fly you out.
You
I'd
owe
love
me
to
the
have you
price
in
of the
movie.
box. Fly me
That's
out.
a
I'll
good
come
box.
back anytime.
All right, if you can be in the movie, that'd be something.
I can be in the movie.
We're planning. I haven't finished the script yet. I
Yeah.
should finish the script.
I can play the glove.
Oh, if you want. I spoke to a filmmaker today, and I said,
Who
I'm
was
worried
it?
that the film, her name's Madeline. And,
It wasn't Roman Polanski.
No, but he has agreed to rape a woman in Jack Nicholson's hot tub.
At least it's a woman this time.
She was very developed, and they still talk. They still write emails to each other. So I love that it was Jack Nicholson's hot tub. That makes it so much.
It's probably filled with piss, like Bam Margera's house.
Is Bam Margera? I thought of him as having gotten his life together. No, that was Steve-O. Excuse me.
Bam Margera was throwing parties where like the whole thing was you can come in and we're gonna fill a hot tub with piss and you can swim in it for $30.
Bam.
Yeah.
Naughty man. What was that? Was it the film? Oh, she said dream sequences. I just wanted to get that out.
Oh yeah.
She said make it longer by adding a dream sequence. So you could possibly play the glove in a dream sequence.
You should add more boring parts
Yeah.
to your film.
I find people respect you more if your film's boring.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why keep it entertaining the whole time and then just say this is commercial drivel?
Look at Mizuruki or whatever.
Miyazaki.
Sure. I rode one of those over here.
Maserati?
Yeah. You know what I don't like?
Mushy mushy. Thank you for coming. Go on.
Squishy squishy. I don't like that movie Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I didn't see it.
It sucked.
Yeah, I thought it would suck.
Yeah.
Too many people I didn't respect told me it was good. And that swore me off it. Which is
Everyone
how I
had
judge
to say
everything.
it was good. Everyone had to say, get behind it, this is amazing. I thought it was, there was no fucking story. It's just like someone read Camus when they were like 35 and realized that there's no point. And then they were like, oh, I'm going to make a movie.
Well, I think that's a weak reading of Camus. I think the point of Camus is that there's...
You assign meaning. There is no meaning.
You have to assign meaning.
Yeah, there's
And
only
then
one
it's-
choice.
Yes, suicide is not a valid option. I do believe. You're a
Yeah,
Camus
because you want to
man?
go to heaven.
Well, Camus says suicide is not a valid choice.
Yeah, I know.
I don't
You
think he
can't
believed
do
he
it
was going-
because of that
I know.
pinky swear you made to the big man.
So if I want to die, I just have to go into a rough neighborhood and start talking smack.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a suicide by getting taken out. This is apparently,
Yeah.
I think people do.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
No, I'm not allowed to do
A
it.
lot of viral videos are built on that premise.
I think I might have a nicer algorithm that doesn't show me anything too violent or sexual. I've been asking it really nicely to take that away for
I
a
don't
while.
have a perverse algorithm at all.
What's on your algorithm?
It's mostly like, honestly, what's weird is there is a pair of breasts every now and then,
Sure.
but it's the exact same pair of breasts attached to a different woman. It's like they're so
Interesting.
hyper specific now that they can tell
They
that
know
I like,
the size that
I
you
like a
like?
dangly bag, you know, a braless, fancy free situation. But also now there's a bunch of like Yemeni men cooking food by a river.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. It's a big blade. He chops up some peppers.
I didn't know they had food. I thought that was a big thing in their country at the moment, that they were dying of a famine.
In Yemen?
Yeah.
Famine.
Did you not know about the famine in Yemen?
No.
You look as though you might have been the cause of it. That's an old gag. That's an old gag. No, they're having a bad time in Yemen, I do believe.
Really?
Well, might have been Yemen. Was it Yemen? I think it was
Oh,
Yemen.
man.
Look, I think you're doing great things. I'm so glad you're in Australia. I just want to say that.
I'm glad to be here. Listen to my podcast, Chevy Behemoth.
Yes. Do you find that... I find that Americans don't let you say nice things about them very often. They shut you down. They think you're blowing a smoke up the ass.
No, you've just been hanging out between New York comedians.
Yes, they don't care for it. I
No,
said to
no.
Ari Shafir, I saw him, and I said, it's so nice to see you. He was like, calm down.
Yeah.
I said, I didn't even get to be a flatterer.
Well, it's very sweet, and I'm very grateful. But yeah, I mean, I think it's more of a matter of it's not interesting to them. For you to tell me all the stuff you said on the ride over, you're the best, most underrated comic in the world. I can't wait for you to pop. And then you said like a balloon because you're a fat guy, and I was like, oh, so that's why I don't want you to say it here.
Do you feel you might be are you worried that being an author, I mean, you obviously uniformly successful at this immediately.
Oh yeah,
Stand-up comedy takes a long time. It's hard on the body.
right.
The career's up and it's low. Is it just the love that one has for comedy that keeps one going? I feel you could just write.
I could, and I'd be happier, but I love stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I do get more joy out of that now.
Really?
Well, because stand-up is just like a series of levers you pull. You know how to do it.
It's a bag of
Not that
tricks.
I'm a fucking genius.
No, I hear you.
And also on stage, I don't care if anyone thinks I'm smart.
You
I think
do
a
in the
lot of
book.
comics. I want people to
Do you
think this is like
uses-
a literary novel.
Does this use more of your brain when you're working on it? You feel more tired?
For sure.
Yeah.
Exhausto.
That is sort of, I think, the only way to... Excuse me, a little limonado came back
Oh, yeah.
when I bought the coffees before I bought a can of lemonade soft
You
drink.
didn't share that.
No, I
Meanwhile,
sculled it on the way back so that no one would judge me for having had a little extra limonado.
Yeah.
But I'm paying the
That
toll
would have been
now.
nice to have it.
I was so good with the sandwich.
Yeah.
But I think that fatigue does let you know when you're working on the right thing.
I just really like that. And I could easily move to like Paris and just write books.
I see you as a James Baldwin type figure.
Yeah, yeah. Only accepted there because I'm a black homosexual.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
People
known
say
here.
that I'm like the modern James Baldwin a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of who the novel was similar to.
Dennis Johnson.
Yes, I did see you. I started reading his short stories after I saw you say that.
Largesse
in an interview.
of the Sea Maiden. Is that what you read?
I just read the first one that popped up. I'll be honest. But
about prison?
Flannery O'Connor.
She's
is
the
definitely
greatest short story writer.
something there. Yes.
Yeah.
Conan O'Brien wrote his PhD on her or his master's. He wrote his like top university paper
At Harvard?
at Harvard on Flannery O'Connor.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would love to meet Conan.
Yes, it would be good.
I kept auditioning for his show, and J.P. Buck was like, none of this makes sense. And I was like, yeah, I don't do 7 minutes.
Getting on the American television circuit
Doesn't
seems-
matter anymore.
Well, it doesn't matter anymore, but it still seems cool. It would be nice to do your clean 5 on Kimmel, wouldn't it?
No. What, for $1,200 so 18 people see it?
I'd love $1,200. Oh, you will have been to Biscuit World. Have you been
Why
to
would you
Biscuit
assume
World?
that?
Because you've been on the Road Dog and you've been in West Virginia.
I've not been to Biscuit World.
Oh, it's their franchise. They have like 47 Biscuits World. I think it's like Attorneys General. 47 Biscuits World
There's the apostrophe.
in West, and it's only in West Virginia, and then there's like one in Louisiana where they ship the biscuits.
No, you're going to have to start going to, in that
love
part of the
that.
world, Wawa. And,
What's a Wawa?
Wawa's like a big gas station that has a great deli in there. You get a good sandwich. Turkey.
believe-
You guys don't like turkey here.
It's not a big thing here. We
Well,
don't have
eat some
them.
turkey.
Wasn't Wawa the
That's
first
what
word
babies
that
like.
Helen Keller said when she came back from
Allegedly. That's all
being
a fucking
deaf-mute?
ruse.
Isn't it?
What?
I believe she was a eugenicist as well.
She was, yeah.
Yeah.
But then she renounced it later on.
Did she?
Yeah.
I like to think
That's
she
what her
never said
handler
anything. And the handler was just like, Helen regrets.
Yeah. The handler was like, you're Sam, who's just making edits to fit the fucking.
This podcast never goes out. This is all
This
this
is
vanity
good.
project. We should go and do something before the show. Otherwise, I'll be too mentally taxed.
Yeah, yeah. I've
It's
been
for me more
talking
than
a lot.
anything. It's been an honor and a privilege.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Congratulations, Sam, on your pending nuptials. Sam T.